Hello, hello. This is Chris. I'm telling you a few things about the crypto world and how you can be safe in it. And I don't want to give you any investment advice. This is not an investment advice. I'm just telling you what could help you along the way for your future. And this is not involving just the cryptocurrencies, but in general a view on how to think, because the critical aspect of being successful in life is how you think and what you know. And this is why I think the most important is for you to educate yourself on the field which is most near to your heart. If you are someone who is involved in music or interested in music, just make research in music and study, try to find courses or university studies or fields where you can educate yourself on the fields that you love, because this is the best investment in yourself if you make it in yourself and if you make it in education. The second one, maybe in this direction, is to learn languages, because the more languages you know, the more prepared you are going to be. I speak 4 or 5 languages, and even some where I need probably a more practice. But if I would go to China and I would spend there half a year, the language would come back, although I was not using it. Or same with the Spanish language. And I regularly use 3 languages every day, and this helps me and in my life a lot, because you can go into those countries as well and work there. So this is education. So you should invest in yourself in a way that you educate yourself, and try to find there in your field the one particular job or 2 jobs which could pay you well enough for having a good life, which generates you enough income that could make you have a safe and good life from the income perspective. So then this is education. The second one is the friends. I mean, try to have friends who elevate you, those who are happy and who are educated and from whom you can learn, and who are kind and reliable people whom you can trust, because trust is actually has a high value right now. And what's the beauty of the blockchain technology is that it solves the problem of trust. If someone is buying or selling something on the blockchain, a car, a photograph, or an artwork, or whatever, you can trust those people, especially if those blockchains are as good as the Ravencoin blockchain, and it's not a decentralized, it is a decentralized network like Ravencoin, and not centralized, has no centralized authority or VCs who have a huge stake of those coins, and they just can move the price by selling incredible amount of coins, and then you just watch what happened. So I think going with those coins which are safe can be used for asset tokenization, and are not centralized in a way that it concentrates in a few owners and founders' hand, but more decentralized, like the Ravencoin. It's gonna have a good impact on the long run. So education, and try to see your balance. I mean, see your incomes and expenses, and try to make order in your finance. I think this is also an important thing. Because if you have debt and you pay back the debt for the bank, then you feel much lighter. You can be more flexible. you can start new projects without fear, and you are not a victim of market volatility or the effect of a war. Like now, Ukraine has had a huge effect on prices, and yeah, and I don't think that it's a good idea to keep money in fiat currencies like the US dollar or euro, because they print so much money all around the world that inflation rates are high, incredibly high, and even in 1 year you lose more than 10% of the purchasing power of your money if you keep it in the bank for a very small extra dividend, or you just keep the money at home. So I don't think that it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to have silver and gold investments. You can keep them in the bank, or you can yeah, I think this is the best if you don't even have it at home, but you have it in a bank, and that's it. Or invest in real estate, which keeps its value. Actually, gold and silver, it won't go much. I think something that it will peak, especially in war times, and because based on history. And here comes education in the game again, that the more you know about the history, so the more you study about different history parts we had, like the Roman Empire, or what happened in the Greeks age, and what was what happened in Turkey, what happened in the US, what's the past of the US, how people reacted on certain situation, or in general. The more you know about history, the more prepared you are going to be. Books help a lot. So if you become a bookworm, or you can become a member of a book club, that's a great thing. And if you don't like to read that much, you can use Audible, which is a side company of Amazon, and you can just download books, and while you are traveling by car, you can educate yourself about history, about culture, and about literature. And this helps a lot. So raise your value by educating yourself, and make a clear picture what you have, what you don't have, what is your expenses and income. And if you have safe investments like already, like real estate and silver and gold, that's good. And that's maybe the first stage. But starting your own company is a very good investment as well. But you have to be aware that for 5 years you won't make any money. Or just, I mean, if you open a coffee house, maybe yes, but it takes years until you gain back your invested money. Or if you are in an online business, it will cost a lot of money until it brings you enough. It's a good thing to start a company. I think it's a very good thing. Just be aware on how you do it, and try to be conservative and a safe player. And living below your means is a good investment as well. So if you don't spend much more than you earn, you will have a safe life. And I don't really like fancy things like going in the best hotels and best restaurants, and so, because if you feel well among all the people, if you feel good in a smaller restaurant as well, then you have much more chance to a happier life, because everything is good. And if you try to be an optimist person, that helps as well. So these are some of my advices. And if we go back to the crypto world, which is a risky place, is a wild west, then I think maybe starting your own artwork is a good thing. an art project or an NFT project, which should not be just art. It could be 3D, or you have physical paintings or drawings and you sell that on an NFT platform, or you just design something. It's good, but be aware of this, that it's a volatile field. You have to be prepared on 50% down rounds where the prices go down and then it goes up, and you have to clarify in your head what can you expect or accept as well. What can you accept as well, because if it goes 60% down and you sell it, then you don't have a chance to, then you are out and you lost. So this is our volatile field. You don't be a dreamer, and it's worth to study, for example, analytical philosophy, where things are based on rational decisions. And this is a very good field. I highly suggest everyone to study this field. What else? Yeah, so mainly this is it. Like, be prepared. And earlier I was talking probably already about Charlie Munger's mental models. Mental models are wonderful. It's like a toolkit of thinking patterns you can use or use in certain situations. For example, Charlie Munger, one of the biggest investors out there, he's the partner of Warren Buffett, the owner of Berkshire Hathaway in the US, major company, and these people are really wise. And one of the mental models Charlie uses is to reverse, which means that in case, for example, if we use this model on crypto investments, let's say you decide to buy Ravencoin, and what Charlie would do is he would think through all the worst scenario, basically. What could go wrong? What's the worst thing could happen? The price goes to 0 and you sell it. This is the worst. And he reverses in a way that, okay, this is what's the worst case. How can I avoid this? How will I avoid this? And he prepares on that. Like, if he's not investing all of his money in this case, if it's a volatile field, just as, for example, 5% or less of your money, because then you are not worried. If it makes you worry, then it's not a good decision. And works this direction, that he avoids the worst case, and then as Charlie says, it helped him a lot through his career life. He was also a lawyer and an investor. So use this model to have a clear picture. And if you invest in cryptocurrencies, try to invest those money that you don't fear to lose. Because if your family depends on this, it is a difficult thing. And it makes I think it's a good idea to think about what would a woman do with the money that you have. If you are a woman, that's exactly what I'm telling, because a woman does completely different things with an amount of money as a man. She thinks about the family, she thinks about the future, and she thinks about safety. These are basic stones which you should build up your financial life, because family is highly important. You have to be careful what you do, because you want to give the food to the children, and you have to educate the children and prepare them a good future and living well beside. And this is other to that, you have to have a good life as well. So being careful and trying to live safe with safe investments is a good thing. So although there is this huge hype around the crypto world, and I'm telling you, yes, the NFT world is, and I'm not just talking about art, NFT art, but non fundable tokens, which could be a car or real estate or whatever. This is going to be the next internet, and it booms faster than the internet. And this is this blockchain technology helps, and this is the engine of this change. And it's good if you take part in this world with your own participation in the way that it's most comfortable for you, and I hope that it will be successful. Your life will be successful in this field and in the other fields as well. And I hope, if you have other questions about mental models or investment or about Ravencoin, just write in the comment and I try to answer them. Have a nice day.